President, Congress, Tom Murphy, Unite the Union, moving Motion 75, solidarity with all progressive forces and the Kurdish population of Turkey. Colleagues, last year we passed an emergency motion condemning in the strongest possible terms the action of the Turkish government and expressing our solidarity with the Kurdish population of all progressive forces in Turkey. Sadly, since last year the situation in the country has dramatically deteriorated. Further waves of mass arrests, detentions, dismissals of workers have taken place, more media outlets have been closed down, and a brutal war on the Kurdish population has continued. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that we are witnessing Turkey, a NATO member state, descending into fascism. What is happening is utterly outrageous and must be stopped. And that is why this motion calls for us to redouble our efforts to build solidarity with the Kurds and all progressive forces in Turkey and the wider region. We demand that the Turkish state immediately ends the state of emergency, restores democratic and press freedoms, and restarts the peace process with the Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK. We demand that they immediately release all political prisoners, including all those HDP members of Parliament and local politicians who have been jailed for taking part of the opposition. And most crucially, we demand that they release the jailed Kurdish leader, Abdullah Öcalan. Öcalan and the PKK have shown themselves to be willing and serious partners in the peace process, and Öcalan and they have made it clear that solutions can be found with the existing borders of Turkey. But it is clear that these solutions will only be possible if basic human and democratic rights are guaranteed for everyone, regardless of their ethnic background and their religion. But colleagues, standing here and making demands and passing motions is not enough. It's absolutely vital that we do what we have done many times before, that we draw on the great traditions of our movement and build the real solidarity that is so vitally needed. We need all TUC affiliates to redouble their efforts and make our members and activists aware of what is going on. And we need to build a mass solidarity movement, just as we have done with Cuba, South Africa, Colombia, Palestine and many others in the past. What happens in Turkey and the wider region will have huge implications for all of us in Europe. That's why, as a first step, this motion calls on the TUC to organise a solidarity delegation to Turkey as soon as possible and insists that such a delegation must also visit the Kurdish areas. It's critical that we not only see firsthand what is going on, but we make it clear the opposition of the British Labour movement to it, but also that we demonstrate to our Kurdish brothers and sisters that they are not alone and that we will not allow them to be isolated and cut off. Colleagues, this motion also calls on all affiliates to affiliate and fully support the work of the Peace in Kurdistan and Freedom for Öcalan campaigns. In less than 2 years, Abdullah Öcalan will be in prison for 20 years and will be 70 years old. He was taken illegally and has been held in inhumane conditions that contradict basic human rights standards. But this goes unnoticed and unaddressed in the West. It's crucial that we build awareness and build massive international pressure for his release, because only with Öcalan at the table as a recognised leader of the Kurdish people will there ever be a proper and lasting peace in the country. Colleagues, it's also vital to understand that Erdogan's obsession with war on the Kurds doesn't stop at the borders of Turkey. In Syria, where the Kurds have played an internationally recognised and a heroic role in fighting and driving back ISIS, where they have built real inclusive democratic structures and where they offer possibly the only real hope for peace, democracy and inclusivity for the region's future. Turkey has sent its army in, but the Turkish army isn't fighting ISIS, it's fighting the Kurds. It's an utter disgrace that a NATO member state is doing this, and this is why we must maximise pressure on our government and all international bodies to demand that they stop these barbaric actions and withdraw their army from Syria. Colleagues, we know there are many demands on us with Brexit and the wider challenges we face, but we mustn't lose sight of the need to maintain and build our wider international solidarity efforts. Support Motion 75 and help build international solidarity with the Kurds and all progressive forces. Down with Turkey's fascism and freedom for Öcalan. Thank you.